One of the big things about college campuses, Rick, is that there's so many people there.
Right. Well, and again, when you think over the last year, really what we had in our tool belt was really the testing capacity. That's what we had relied on. At Stony Brook, we've been testing our resident students twice a week, our commuters, faculty, and staff once a week, and that has kept our infection rates incredibly low, really below 1% throughout the year. So that's helped tremendously. But as you mentioned, the vaccine is the next step in the process of really giving the assurance that we're going to be in a safe environment. So as I said, the availability, the eligibility of the vaccine, I think is the game changer for all of us going forward.
And Janine, do you think that there are lessons that have been learned this year that will translate into the fall?
Absolutely. Just within, student affairs, there are so many lessons we learned about our need to flex online and come up with creative ways to engage with students with programming and events and keeping them connected. From a mental health standpoint, within our counseling center, we saw a huge increase in the use of counseling services by students for teletherapy. So that's something that, I call that a silver lining of this pandemic, and that teletherapy won't be leaving Molloy because we see how many students really were so much more comfortable behind Zoom for that type of service. So that's something that's an area that we saw significant growth, and we're really excited to continue offering those services to our students come this fall.
And I think it's interesting, Rick, I see you shaking your head. Did you have a similar experience?
Yeah, it's very similar, and it's interesting. We've used the word pivot and try to be creative in the work that we've done. Some of it's been forced, but a lot of it's been to then take the lessons learned and keep what was good this last year. And there is actually a lot of good in terms of the telecounseling, telemedicine model. We've created a center for remote internships within our career space because a lot of companies offering remote opportunities to students. I think the online learning environment, there are a lot of benefits to pieces of online or even hybrid forms of education in the classroom. So I think the view is let's not lose the good elements that we've had to adapt to over the last year. And I'm really impressed by and this is nationwide, the creativity that we've seen on college campuses to adapt and adjust as we've gone by each month of the pandemic.
I can only speak from my own college experience. I studied here in New York and also abroad, but so much of my college experience was that social connection and meeting people from outside of my town who had these different experiences. So how do you make that connection again in a safe way in the future, Janine?
So we're really excited. We have our open house coming up in 2 weekends, and that's virtual. But what we've already been offering campus tours in person at Molloy, which is great. So our prospective students get to come in and check out the campus and the facilities. But this summer, our new student orientation program for our first year and transfer students will have in-person components. So we will be offering full day orientation sessions, which we're really excited to get the students and their families onto campus in a safe way. So there will be smaller groups, but they'll all have an opportunity to come to campus. And then we're planning every week in July and August, there will be different social opportunities for the students. So some on campus, some off. We're planning kayaking trips, the ropes course at Jones Beach, Mets game. So we're really excited to get people back into socializing and letting other students meet who their peers will be for the next 4 years. So that's all kicking off this summer.
All right, that's exciting. And Rick, do you have similar plans?
So for the first time ever, we're actually creating a welcome week model where all of our new students will come back a week before classes start. So August 15th is the start of that. And one of the things with the pandemic that we're a large campus. We've used to do things in very large groups. And the pandemic, even for students who are on campus currently and coming to campus commuting for classes, we've been able to do a lot of small activities, and it's been fantastic.